Another type of graph that we need to study is called a time plot. And a time plot is probably what you think of as a line graph. I picture a line graph that you've studied in the past. And basically that is a time plot. Another thing that we need to know is that time plots are used when you need to look at data over time. We're trying to show trends. We're trying to show how things are going up and down. And in front of you here, there's just a table of values. You have year and municipal waste in millions of tons. It's always important to understand the scale and what's going on a graph. So these numbers are in millions of tons, and how much waste was produced. So we need to take a look at this, and a nice way to know, hey, what's happening over time is take this data and plot it on a graph and do what you would call probably a line graph, but in statistics and probability, we are going to call this a time plot because we're plotting points over time, just trying to show trends. Now, with time plots, you have to be very, very careful. And this is, I believe, a very, very important lesson for you to learn in this class, because one of the goals is to make you really actually a smart reader or a wise analyzer when it comes to data. And I guess I could compare this to reading a newspaper article or a magazine article or watching the news. Because the data that you see on your screen right now, I could present it to you in two different ways, and I'm going to plot those side by side. And you look at the two graphs on the screen, and this is the same data. This is the data from the last slide, plotted two different ways. And they tell two different stories. You may see in an article in a newspaper the first graph, and this author of this article may be taking a stance of, take a look at the amount of waste that we're producing over time since 1990, well, to 1998, and we have a problem. Municipal waste is skyrocketing. And then maybe you turn the page, and the next article on the next page uses a second graph, which has a different scale to it. And their article says, hey, look at this. We know that population is going up. Waste will go up a little bit at a time. It's not a big deal. It looks like waste is gradually rising. No big deal. We got nothing to worry about. Okay, but these two little visual representations are the exact same data, but they really tell two different stories when you just look at them at a fast glance. So I think it's really important to understand that we're real careful with how we read our information, that we understand that, graphs can be a little bit deceiving if we're not careful in how we see things.